I don't know how I'm able to go to the grocery store.
Well, what's your hobby at the grocery store? You confessed to
napping.
us. No, not napping.
I don't know.
What keeps your interest at the grocery store? Why do you like to go to the grocery store?
Well, I can study people. I know about the employees,
Uh-huh.
where they work and where they're transferred to, and all this stuff.
Uh-huh. So you keep track of the employees. You employee spot. Some people train
again,
spot,
this
you
goes
employee
back
spot.
to my fixation on work.
Right, but also I'm going to just bring back in here the nosy neighbor thing.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's
because
a totally
because
different
mom,
thing. I don't even know those people's names.
You claim that mom is the one who forces you to be nosy, where it's the case that you go to the grocery store and you're nosy all on your own.
I don't even know their names. They're not next door neighbors.
They have name tags.
Yeah, I hardly pay attention to those. But I do watch
Why?
the configuration. I guess I want to learn how to be a manager. So, I don't know.
Again, back to work. And where do these people go? Do you know?
Well, sometimes they disappear for long periods of time and then they come back.
Okay, where have they been? Do you ever ask them?
Training? Oh, I can't ask them.
I thought you said once you said something to someone and found out they were at another store.
Yeah, she told me she had gone to a different store. Yeah. But normally I wouldn't ask.
And what departments do you mainly study?
Bakery, produce, to a certain extent, Nature's Marketplace. The girls who stock in the cosmetic section.
You study the girls who stock the... This is sounding just creepier and creepier, Dad. Why there? Why do you notice them?
Well, because they're always stocking. And it doesn't... I don't notice that in the other places, but they're always putting stuff in the shelves.
Maybe because people buy more things there.
Maybe. Well, see, also, one of the girls who's stocking there was at the checkout.
Oh. Did she get promoted or demoted?
I think demoted, because she wasn't very nice to people sometimes. She was more concerned with herself.
I see.
She had self-jokes. And
She had self-jokes? What are self-jokes?
little secret jokes that only she could laugh at.
Can you hear yourself right now?
So they took her away from there and put her in the cosmetic aisle.
Uh-huh. In my experience...
She seems happier, by the way.
Okay. Have you talked with her?
No.
See if she still has self-jokes? In my experience, when I used to work at a grocery store, the most lowly position was the cashier. They're the most interchangeable and expendable. Yeah.
Well, then maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe she got promoted. It could be, but checkout was not good for her. No. And I don't think she liked the work. She's much happier where she is.
I love how you create these backstories for these people that you study at the grocery store.
I'm sorry.
Do you study the people as much like at Home Depot or Walmart, or just the grocery
Not
store?
Not as much, because I'm at the grocery store more. That's all.
Okay.
I think if I went to Home Depot more, I probably would have more of an insight.
Have you ever thought of writing an expose on the inner workings of your grocery store?
Nobody would listen.
You could write about self-jokes.
Well, that's my own little private thing. I'm stepping out on a limb there. I'm surmising.
Okay.
Based on years of experience.
All right. This has been very informative. I had no idea how intensely you study these people at the grocery store.
Well, I do. And there's this one...
Yes.
There's this one woman in produce. She heads up produce, okay? She's the chief person there.
Uh-huh.
But I know how she got the job. Because she
I'm afraid to ask.
she started as a checkout clerk.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
How long ago?
Oh, God, years ago.
You've been studying her for quite some
Yep.
time.
And here's how she approached her job as the checkout clerk. It was like the most important position in the world. She didn't pay much attention to people. She zeroed in on the product, and she just focused.
It was like a machine.
Totally focused on pleasing the customer by zeroing in on the product.
Well, that doesn't sound right, because if she wasn't interacting with the people at all, then...
No, but it was her attitude toward the product. She cared so much.
I see.
And that's what
she cared about your diaper wipes and carrots.
Yep, she did. And she just did that to the point where they finally recognized her as somebody who had value and merit.
See.
They pushed her over to produce. Before long, she was chief honcho. And she uses the same...
Is that her official title on her name tag?
She uses the same method there. She just zeroes in on that produce. She watches it. She cleans it. She does. And people look at her and say, my God, she cares. It's true.
You have invested a lot of time thinking about this backstory that may or may not be true.
Once I saw her out of uniform. She was shopping. And
yeah.
it blew my mind because she was a totally different person. She had jeans and cowboy boots on, and her legs were somewhat bowed, like she'd been riding a horse. And she was sauntering around buying stuff, and it upset me because I had this picture of somebody who was intent on the produce, you know.
And come to find out, she's just rides horses a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
God.
I blew this one.
I had no idea the depth of your passion of watching people at the local grocery store.
Well,
none whatsoever.
I don't know what your mother would think of this.
Do you think she notices people at the grocery store at all?
She says she doesn't. She's told me.
Do you believe her?
I'll have to query her and find out what she really does know. Maybe she notices things.
But see, half of this is your imaginings. You understand that, right?
Well, I don't think so. No, I really saw her jeans and
I know. But like the way, you know, how they rewarded her attention to product. You don't know that's
sure
a fact.
Did.
How do you know that her brother-in-law wasn't dating the manager and gave her a promotion because of that?
That could be. But I'll tell you what, she had it down to a science. She knew how to get recognized. And I'm not saying it was insincere. She meant it, but it also coincided with her desire to go onward and upward.
The level of passion you're displaying about this topic just astounds me.
Well, I'm sorry. It's not made up. It's observation. It's observation.
Oh, I can't breathe.
I'm like Dr. Pierce. Maybe she didn't exist.
Have you ever considered that maybe a lot of what you study isn't really there? How do you know it's reality?
That's possible, yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest about this grocery store?
That's it.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to admit to anything else.
Okay, thank you. This has been very enlightening.